So hey guys, so today for this workout video, I figured I would kind of show a little more of how I like to warm up, and I call the thing I'm going to be doing after this the 6-rep warm up with the band. I kind of mentioned that a few times in some of my posts and videos, and I figured I would give a run through of that as well. Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. Warm-ups are very important. Warm-ups are a great way to prevent injury or decrease your chances of injury. Warm-ups also actually make you stronger. You'll have stronger movements, stronger muscle contractions when you're warmed up properly. Me especially, given the condition of my knee right now, I'm 7 days post-op. Kind of weight bearing as tolerated. I'm supposed to use an assistive device. As you can see there, leaning up against the post, I have a cane. So it's very important, that I warm up properly, and especially when you're doing, calisthenics in general, because calisthenics put quite a bit of pressure on things. So, just kind of move around, move all your joints, think about everything head to toe. Everything is important, and in a lot of these movements, you might think, oh, I'm going to do a front lever. I'm just working my, my chest, my back, my arms. But you'd be surprised. Those movements are so, they require so much from you that you'll be using like your calf muscles or something. They strain your body so hard that you might pull something that you never expected to. Is what I'm getting at. Here is that 6-rep warm-up I'm talking about. I just have a small band. I'm not trying to build muscle with this exercise. This is just kind of moving different muscles, different directions. I'm hitting things from different angles, trying to increase the amount of synovial fluid in the joints. The lubricating fluid that lubricates our joints and makes them work like they're supposed to. I'm just grabbing the band, and like I said, I'm hitting things from different muscles from different angles, and I'm hitting about 6 reps per movement that I do. And it's just kind of telling my body like, hey, heads up, you're going to start doing some things. Kind of trying to take it out of the rest and digest, so to say, and more so into fight or flight. If you're a health nerd like me and you know what I'm talking about. But just pick an exercise. If you don't have bands, just pick something that's very easy for you. Pick a like a low resistance progression of a calisthenics skill, or get a small dumbbell, or you could do incline push-ups on the wall or something. But the idea is to just think about doing something that's very easy, but is going to be good at getting everything moving. So some big things that are very important to warm up are your rotator cuffs and your shoulders when you're doing calisthenics, and that's what I'm doing here with the band at the end of that 6-rep warm-up. You never can warm up too much, and I'll preach that, and until they put me in the ground one day. Decrease your chances of injury and increase your muscle strength. What's there to lose? But anyways, here the warm-up kind of goes to a bit higher intensity. Again, these are pretty easy exercises for me, but if pull-ups are hard for you, maybe do pull-ups with a resistance band to help you, and instead of make the exercises harder, like you might have saw in my last video. But you just kind of want to slowly step up the intensity of your warm-up until you get into the workout. But Anyways, here I'm doing front levers, and I'm actually making quite a bit of progress on those here recently. I'm getting to where, instead of doing those in a full fetal position, I can kind of extend out of the fetal, which is, I've never been able to do this before, so that's, a step in the right direction, so to say, for me. Here is human flag. This is something I'm not very good at, especially considering I've had shoulder problems recently. These are just one arm one arm hangs, like you might have saw me do on pull day. But I figured I would try this before I started trying to do human flag leans, just to kind of again help warm up the shoulders. I'm trying to hang, and I'm trying to consciously, make my body rotate to certain points, under control. I've been having a lot of issues with my right shoulder, but you just got to kind of take it slow. Don't ask too much from your body, because that's when you get injuries. But here's the next step in the flag practice I done today. Not doing the one arm bar hang as much as I'm more in a human flag position here, but still a pretty easy progression. On the grand scheme of things, this is nowhere near a full human flag. Hitting both sides. I'm really trying to pull with that top arm and push with the bottom arm. It's something I saw some of the more advanced athletes on YouTube saying was a good idea to to try and think about when you're in this position. I'm also trying to kind of rotate out. I'll work a bit more on this position later during my working sets, but for now, yeah, I think I get into back lever here. I've actually made quite a bit of gains on the back lever recently too. The past couple months I've gained a lot of strength, and as I've mentioned in a lot of my posts, I think that comes down to how I've changed my routine. I do the 2-set method now. If you don't know what that is, give that a search, but I'm into the working sets, so to say, now. So here with that 2-set method, I'm going to be doing 2 sets per working exercise. I'm trying to hit 12 reps per working set. 2 to 3 exercises, and in those 2 to 3 exercises you should be, like, say it's core day like today, I'm doing leg raises, human flag variation, and I call them Supermans, but you'll see those later. But the idea is to pick 2 to 3 exercises that will train 95+% of the muscles that you're trying to train. Anyways, these working sets went pretty good on the leg raises. I was really getting fatigued right at 12 reps, and then I even tried to hold like a leg raise a little bit here. I think it's on this set specifically. Yeah, I try to hold an L sit, but I'm pretty fatigued, so bend the knee, bridging down in difficulty there to something more manageable. Here's what I was talking about earlier. I was kind of playing around with some different things I saw as far for human flag training, and this actually felt pretty nice. I'm glad I tried this today. I'm really trying to pull with the top arm, push with the bottom, and I'm just taking it slow. I'm working on keeping my body straight, and keeping things lined up. I think this is the next set here. It's just an isometric hold, and since I can't really hit reps on this, I'm just holding for about ideally 15 to 20 seconds. But I think where this is something new, where I'm taking it kind of easy due to my shoulder, I was hitting more so around 8 to 10 seconds on this one. But it's just something to work on. Again, I really liked how this felt, and if you're trying to get a human flag, I think that's a great building block. So something to try. to work on that coordination and get your body kind of used to those movements. I'm definitely going to be putting this one in the toolbox to to try on future core days. So I was supposed to hit 2 sets here, and I think ultimately I hit 3 on this one just because I liked that new movement that I tried so much. And that's okay. Just kind of play around and listen to your body. If it's really fatigued, then take a break. If it's not, then keep going on. Here's the Supermans, or at least that's what I was calling them. I was doing a different exercise to target my posterior core muscles, but given I had knee surgery, I can't really do that exercise at this time, so I had to switch to something different. If these have a name besides Superman's, then please let me know. But when I'm doing this exercise, I kind of envision myself flying through the air as Superman. But these are actually pretty hard. If you'll notice on some of these, I start without my feet together, and then I put my feet together at a later time. If you try to squeeze your feet together at the same time you're arching your back, you're crunching your posterior core muscles, it's actually pretty challenging. And I was definitely feeling some fatigue at around the 15 rep range on these. It's still a bit higher than 12, but I'm getting there. I'm trying to pick an appropriate difficulty level exercise. And here I'm just stretching out again, decompressing my spine, hanging and loosening up before I go back inside. When I go back inside, I'm gonna do some flexibility exercises. I may include that in a future video. I'm just kind of stretching out. If you have any questions, please let me know. Stay motivated and focus your goals, and just take baby steps. Don't try to do more. Don't try to do too much at once. I need to listen to myself when I say that. Have a nice day.